your evening attire, sir.
That was not the suit. I need Alfred.
Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation.
And today we are covering the DC animated movie, Gotham by Gaslight.
This is a perfect movie to watch for October, and the Elseworlds shows a 19th century version of Batman making his debut in Gotham, as he's on the case to solve the identity and crimes of Jack the Ripper yet again.
Yep, here we go.
This has been covered so much.
Yep, and before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, notifications, and feature podcasts and all the pause videos.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us this October, sharing videos, commenting, so much more. We really appreciate you.
Yes.
So this actually came out in 2018, and it's considered an adult animated superhero horror film.
Well, I guess that's correct in terms of the storyline.
And it was produced and distributed by Warner Brothers. And as we mentioned, it features an alternate version of Batman. And at the time it was released, it was the 31st film of the DCU animated, or DC8, I think.
Yeah.
And it was directed and produced by Sam Liu and written by James Creed, loosely based on the standalone graphic novel by the same name.
Right.
And that was written by Brian Augustyn and Mike Mignola.
Wow, that makes sense now.
Yes. And it served as his debut as Batman, just as Jack the Ripper has arrived in the city. You can see the cover there. It actually was pretty awesome. It was a one-shot. It spawned 2 sequels, even though it was a one-shot.
Oh, wow.
Called Batman Master of the Future in 91. Also written by Augustyn, and with art by Eduardo Loreto. And the third book in this series, Gotham by Gaslight. The Kryptonian Age, which began publishing in June of 2024.
Oh, wow.
So I forgot to say that this one-shot actually came out in February of 1989. It took them that long
to adapt it.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, that's new information even I didn't know about.
Thank you. Why, thank you.
So, with this is actually a movie Mom had wanted to see for a while.
Yes.
And by a while, I mean for a few years. Because the concept itself of having a sort of steampunk, older century version of Batman really sounded interesting to you.
And I used to love steampunk so much when it was really being done.
Yes.
And now it's not done so much.
Yeah, think about that. Not popular as much anymore. But when you heard that sort of outline, you thought, okay, this could be really interesting. The trick was, how are they going to fit in Jack the Ripper in here? Because he's been a figure that's been used in so much fiction.
Including supernatural,
yes,
unbelievably.
Right. So this guy has really fascinated people for centuries. So, given that Batman is the world's greatest detective and he's a newbie in this telling, you really would be curious to see how would he solve the crimes of the most unsolvable case known to man.
We were able to see a trailer for it, or
Yes.
a teaser
Yes.
on the DC YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And that really got me, okay, I gotta see this, I gotta see this.
Right.
But it has an excellent voice cast, whom we'll go over shortly. The look of the animation is very different.
Yes.
And Batman looks different. You know it's
Yes.
Batman, but he has a different look. So do other characters that appear. Harvey Dent, Catwoman, Alfred. They all have a different design.
Right. I
in
guess
this
to
movie.
reflect the time period they're in. And as you're watching it, yes, they do make it clear that it's a very, we'll say, mature movie. Granted, what's different about this from the other ones is that there was a sort of disagreement with people on how DC animated movies have violence. They're from being sort of here and there in the movies to being full force, constantly showing acts and imagery and things of showing the mayhem on screen. Some loved that it was getting more bold, and some didn't like that it was unnecessary. So for Gotham by Gaslight, they chose a way to have it done both clean and not clean. Like, you know the actions are being done, you sort of see them, but you also don't, and it's not messy. So you can at least choose to fast forward or look away or something, and it's not a constant barrage of imagery or violence. You get it's a dark story, and there are acts happening, but I do like that they managed to try to tone down what you're seeing on screen so it doesn't distract from the story, because I think they could get carried away with what he's doing and distract from the story.
Very true, I agree. So quickly, producer Bruce pointed to the 1944 film The Lodger and Eric Larson's book The Devil in the White City as his influences on the film, as well as a dream sequence from, believe it or not, Gilligan's Island.
No, what? Seriously?
In which the characters of the show took on the well-known roles from Victorian-era British fiction.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And then the writer Jim Krieg spoke of his influence being the Sherlock Holmes story.
Makes sense.
So you can actually see all of that within the movie as you're watching it.
Yeah, makes sense, definitely. So we wanted to cover this for October because the entire theme just sounds like a Halloween special type movie.
Definitely.
And as we said, considering how dark the story is, and Batman's going up against the most infamous killer known across the world, you kind of wonder, yes, how would Batman solve this case?
Well,
how?
Of course he does. I mean, Batman does what no other man
Yeah.
can do.
Right. So the interesting part is they do end up revealing to you who Jack the Ripper is.
In this universe.
In this universe. Considering that it's never been revealed in the real life, they had a way to sort of have it parallel the real world. You find out who it is, but no one else ever does. Only the audience knows, and Batman knows when the identity is revealed.
True.
And it's actually an interesting twist that they actually haven't done in any of the other versions.
Now, this movie actually got positive reviews when it came out, and it was even noted that this particular movie surpassed The Killing Joke in doing a better job
Yeah,
of
I bet it
adapting
did.
the source material and praising them for the script writing. It has an R rating.
Yes.
So, as we mentioned, this is something that is very adult and very dark. It's got great reviews from magazines, and Rotten Tomatoes, who weren't rotten at the time,
Right.
gave it a 75% rating based on reviews of 12 critics, an average rating of 6.6. I think it should have rated higher. It is pretty interesting and pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
It really is. And it's nothing that I ever expected to come from the Batman legend or from DC.
Right.
It went straight to DVD, and it earned over $1 million in DVD sales.
Wow.
And almost $4 million from Blu-ray sales.
Wow. So a lot of people were eager to buy this one.
Yes, so it earned almost $5 million in the first year of its release. And we've said in other podcasts how we miss these type of DC movies. They don't make these type of animated movies anymore.
True.
They don't make things that get your attention, are interesting, and focus on characters that you love, and giving you different stories than the normal ones you've gotten.
Right.
And even the adaptations being interesting. We just don't get these anymore.
Right.
So it was refreshing to watch a 2018 movie and really just be entertained like it was modern day.
Exactly. Especially when we're overrun with a lot of the DC YA graphic novels where they're constantly doing alternate universes and one-shots and trying to reimagine these characters as younger or older or gender swapped or time travel, or they even had another story they did, Jack the Ripper versus Zatanna, and it was a very odd story. And amidst all of them constantly trying to find alternate versions that will click with the audience, they already had stories right here written years ago they could easily adapt now.
Absolutely. So quickly, we're going to let you know about the voice cast. We always like to give a shout out. This had Bruce Greenwood as Batman Bruce Wayne, and
Really?
I do like Bruce Greenwood voicing him.
Yes.
They don't talk about him anymore. They act like he doesn't exist, but I think he did an excellent job
Yes.
voicing Batman. Jennifer Carpenter as Selena Kyle, Anthony Head as Alfred Pennyworth, Chris Cox as Father Callahan,
Oh my gosh.
John DiMaggio as Police Chief Bullock, and Big Bill Dust. Gray Griffin as Sister Leslie Tompkins, and Selena Kyle's singing voice.
Oh wow, she did 2 different ones.
And she did the voice of Jason Todd.
Oh my gosh, that's right, because you get a little cameo of them as little kids in here.
Yuri Lowenthal is Harvey Dent.
Okay.
William Sawyers is Hugo Strange, so that's really weird to hear
Yes.
him as Hugo Strange.
Yes, you know I am.
Tara Strong as Marlene Mahoney and Tim Drake.
Oh wow.
Bruce Timm as Arkham Radio Man, and Carrie Warrer as Barbara, Two-Face, Eileen Gordon, and Pamela Ivy Isley.
Okay.
If you haven't seen this movie, you really need to see it. I would like to one day read the one-shot manga or one-shot comic and see how it compares.
Yeah. See, yeah, because a lot of these stories you can tell are such great adaptation. It makes you want to read the original source material, see how much they stuck to it, or what they change, or what they update, and if it's 1-to-1. So that should be pretty fun to do.
Absolutely. So if you've seen Gotham by Gaslight, Batman Gotham by Gaslight, whichever title you want to call it by, let us know in the comments. Did you love it? Did you think it was too far a stretch from the Batman that you know and love, or is it something you found interesting and engaging? Tell us your thoughts. If you haven't seen it, again, we recommend highly that you watch it. If you are under 18, get permission from your parents.
Yeah.
Otherwise, enjoy, because you're going to be fascinated and love this take on all these characters you know and love. You get to see some of your favorites, and you get to hear different people voicing them as well.
Right. And if y'all know already, subscribe for updates and movie reviews for anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us again this October, for subscribing, sharing our videos, and so much more. As always,
You are special. Thank you so much for watching Rascal Entertainment.
And Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.
Get off the street. Now!